just think that I saw the movie last night, and
Yes.
really I loved it.
Oh, good.
It's so nice to talk a movie you like, and about a movie you like, and because it really touches you, you know. And I had this feeling when you were. Sometimes I wanted to hug you, Sheila, Shelley, sorry. I wanted to hug her and take her in my arms, and she was strong and vulnerable at the same time. Was that the balance you achieved? How did you achieve that?
I think the story speaks for itself, and I feel like it's so easy to discard people. And I feel like you don't have to be a showgirl to relate to the film. And I just think that we need to be, you know, more gentle with each other. We're all fighting an invisible battle, and we all have dreams. And I think that it was very easy for me to relate to the film. So the work I put into it and what I did with the character was so real. I mean, it just came from all my life experience. So I'm glad you felt that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And for you, it was a clear thing from the beginning. You wanted Pamela Anderson for that.
Yeah.
And I saw on YouTube, you didn't even know that she was after you, right?
Yeah, well, she was in, what is it, Ladysmith, Canada, so it's a hard person to reach. But it was funny when I finally got in touch, she was really excited and sort of pitching herself to me, but I was like, no, I want you to do it. I'm pitching myself to you. But yeah, I was so grateful that she was willing to do it because I really didn't see anyone else in the role.
And for you, Pamela, because you left Hollywood and you lived far out there, and when you came back, was that the right time, and why was it the right time for you?
Well, timing is everything. I wouldn't have thought in a million years that I'd be doing a film or being on stage or accepting awards or being in this position at all right now. I mean, I always wanted to be an actress, and I'm grateful to be a part of pop culture, but I think even the red bathing suit is etched in people's mind, and that's kind of a hard thing to overcome. It's a blessing and a curse. And I just thought, well, that's it. I'm going to go to my vegetables and my garden and my dogs, and they love me. And and then we got the message from Gia through my son, Brandon, who actually brought me the script. And when I read the script, I thought, this is it. This is what happens when an actor falls in love with a script and has to do it, you know, and I really felt that. So our first conversation was really funny. I was reading it going, are you sure you want me? Are you sure? And so it was really great. It was really exciting, and I'm just so grateful to have done it.
Yeah, and also I think for you, maybe it was good to have a little bit of a distance and a break, you know, redefine yourself. Do you remember the moment when you said, I had it, I make a break now, I'm gonna define myself differently now?
When I moved home, I moved back to the place I was born and raised. I renovated my property that I grew up in and just kind of faced my life, rewrote my story. You know, be the hero of your own story. I think it's important for us to do that. And I was just waiting, ready, seeing if anything would happen, and little things like stopping to wear makeup, and I mean, those were not strategic moves. Those were just really authentically for myself. And when I did the documentary, that's where Gia had seen me in the documentary and realized maybe there was a little more to me than just the rock star wife, big fuzzy hats. Yeah,
Because I just it was 35 years ago when you were on the cover of Playboy. It's now 35 years ago. If you look back, what would you say to the Pam then?
Well, I'm really happy that I lived such an exciting life. There's no regrets, except for that I wish I could have continued on this path as an actress a little younger, when I started taking acting lessons, and then I got swept up into romances and swept up into whatever, and now I'm back on track. I have no regrets. I just think there's nothing I could say. There's no advice I can give to anybody.
You can't live life in regret.
No.
No, that's absolutely true. And also, you had to get this whole atmosphere and the feeling of the showgirls in Vegas, right? But it's very similar to Hollywood, in a way, you know. What was the fascination for you about these women? What attracted you?
Well, I think movies allow you to get to explore worlds that you are unfamiliar with, and so I was really excited by the opportunity to get to know this world better, and it was really fascinating to learn the level of production design and costume, and it was all elements that I just naturally am, you know, interested in. But to learn about Bob Mackie and Pete Menefee and the etiquette of the showgirl stance and how it really feels like an art form, and it was, and they were the symbol of Las Vegas, but now that show no longer exists. So it was just a fascinating world to research, and I already was very intrigued and visually stimulated by Las Vegas, so it really was a no-brainer to kind of get to explore this more.
And for you, Pamela, where do you see Shelley and Pamela? Where do you see you're the same? Where do you can connect?
There's many parallels, but I would like to just add to
Gia's
that you know, in Vegas it's like out with the old, in with the new. They demolish buildings, but you can't demolish a person. And I think that's what the story is I think is going to appeal to people in that regard. But for me, I drew from all my life experience and understand full well what it feels like to be older in Hollywood and just to still keep that genuine optimism, joy, and you know, doing the best you can, even raising your children in an industry like this, and how hard it must be for kids to look at their mother being sexualized or even not fulfilling their dreams. I mean, you always just feel so protective of your mom. And I don't think I ever really looked at it that way until not too long ago. So the film was really an eye-opener.
Did you also sometimes have the feeling, like Shelley, that you should have put more in, like being more there for your kids, or you always try to juggle that?
You're dissimilar from Shelley in that regard. She's a wonderful, very attentive mother. Yeah, I mean, I think what excited me about having Pamela in the role was I could tell from her documentary that she was really eager to express herself as an actress and a creative, and so there's obvious similarities, but that was enough that I felt was going to be exciting for her to chew on as an actress and get to explore other territories for herself.
To transform.
Yeah. But also, Pamela, you know, the pressure to always be young, to look good. And now, it was not in your time, but now they have these wonder pills, or what it is, Ozempic or whatever.
Wonderful.
People do that, right?
Right.
Did you have something during your career where you had the feeling, oh, I have to take certain measures to stay slim and stuff like that?
No. And, you know, I never really felt like the, you know, prettiest girl in the room. I never felt like a classic beauty. So, you know, part of getting old for me is comedy. You have to have a sense of humor about it. And it's just a choice, because you can chase youth or, you know, you're not going to win. So might as well put a different perspective on it.
And now when you go to festivals and you bring your baby, The Last Showgirl, to people, how much of joy is that? Because I'm sure a lot of people love it, and you get awards even for it. How do you see yourself today? Are you there where you always wanted to be?
I don't know. That's a tough question.
I think the joy is making the product and the movie, to all get together and be on location and be creative, that's the real fun part. And obviously getting to now share the film and seeing people connect with it is just a wonderful feeling.
Absolutely. And seeing you, that you know you're such a good actress, and we want to see more now like that.
You're going to.
Yes, I'm sure we will. Because wonderful. I really loved it.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yes, and also, if I may say one thing, could it be that your voice changed somehow? If I see old interviews and see them now, somehow something changed a little bit. Could that be?
Well, I mean, Shelley's voice just became her voice, and it was just, we were in this, you know, we filmed the movie in 18 days. There was not a lot of there was no time to overthink things. Obviously, we prepared, and I prepared for this film like I would a play when I did Broadway, just remembering everything and then really working with it, because we did so many scenes a day. It
and
really
monologues,
was
yeah,
a lot to do.
And
so
costumes were really big.
I think when you have this kind of magic scenario, things just happen, and I think that's how it happened. It was one of those things I noticed it as we were filming, but it was exciting. It's fun to transform, you know, your look, your voice, I don't know. I mean, I'm just getting started, so I was so excited to kind of dig into this, and I'm so happy people are loving it.
Yes.
So far.
Thanks to you guys.
Yes, thanks to Gia.
And Jamie Lee Curtis, man.
Yes.
Everybody in the cast is amazing.
Everybody in the cast is amazing.
Yes.
Jamie Lee Curtis, you know, Kiernan Shipka, Brenda Song, Dave Bautista, Billy Lords. You know, we really became a sisterhood, and Dave.
Yes.